and welcome back to a very exciting video. I've been wanting to film this video for so long just to tell you all about everything that's been going on behind the scenes and what I've been up to for the past few months. Today is the launch of my brand new blog. If you read my blog, Inthefrow.com, you will probably know already what it looks like. It was very purple, it's very lilac, and it was sort of very pretty. And I just wanted a brand new refresh and a completely new design. So I was helped by the awesome guys at Pipdig. I'll leave their links down below. And they've created the most incredible blog for me. I could not be more happy. I love it so much. It's got so many new features on it. There's an area for my travelling and what I've been doing when I've been away. It's got an area about food and all of my different restaurant reviews that I do, fashion pieces and everything that I'm wearing, as well as my beauty reviews, and also just my general musings and more personal posts that I write and advisory posts, and also a lot of news, and everything's very sectioned off and just a lot more interactive and just hopefully a little bit more exciting to read. So please go along and have a look. Leave me a comment on the newest blog post on there just to let me know what you think. I really hope that you love it. So to coincide with that, I thought I would film a top 10 blog tips video. So many of you in the past have asked me to talk about my blogging tips and what I would say makes a really good blog. So if you're a blogger or thinking of starting a blog very soon, hopefully these will help you. So let's do my top 10 tips. Tip number 1, make sure that you name your blog originally. There are so many blogs out there, it's a very saturated market, so you need to make sure that you have a blog name that is very recognisable and quite unique. Obviously it's very hard to find a unique name these days because there are so many blogs, but if you can think a little bit outside the box, think of something a little bit different and just come up with something that people will really recognise. So they'll be able to go back and find your URL super easily. And on that same note, when you're looking for a name, I would also check on Twitter, on Pinterest, on Facebook and on Instagram if someone has taken that name already, because the dream is to have the exact same URL as your Instagram handle, your Twitter handle, your YouTube name, similar to how I have Inthefrow on every single social media channel, so someone looking for me can find me. That's the best way to do it. So have a look first of all, does someone have my name? If so, maybe tweak it a little bit if you can. If not, then you might have to settle for a social media handle that's slightly different. Tip number 2, that would be to choose which blogging platform you want to go on for what you need. So there are 3 namely that I would recommend. There's Blogger, which is what my first blog was on. It's a very easy platform to use. You just go to blogger.com and you can get onto there. It's a Google service that they put together for bloggers, and you can create beautiful blogs on there. So many different types of blogs and templates, and you can also buy a lot of different templates to go on there as well. But it's a very easy way to input blog content and to upload it. So if you're looking for quite a simple way of creating a blog, then that's your man. If you want to create a blog that's a little bit more visual perhaps, I would maybe say Tumblr might be for you, because of course you can kind of put a lot of pictures on there and you can put a lot of content on there, unwritten content, and it'll often be in this sort of feed format, 1 by 1 by 1. But I would personally recommend Blogger and WordPress over Tumblr in all honesty, unless you want to create something a little bit more visual. And lastly is WordPress, which is what my new blog has been moved over to. So I started on Blogger and now I've moved over to WordPress just because it gives me a lot, well, it gives my developers a lot more possibilities in terms of what it can do with my blog. Whereas with Blogger, you're almost confined to how interactive you can make your blog. If you really want to go for something incredible with lots of different interactive features and make it do something a little bit more alike to what a website can do, then I would say go for WordPress. But in the past I found WordPress a lot more difficult to use at first, but then people learn it and it's super easy after a while. So I too am learning the basics of WordPress right now. Tip number 3, once you've found your name and once you've found what blogging platform you want to use, I would just say make it look gorgeous. Make it look exactly how you would want it to look if you were going to someone else's blog. There's a reason why you like particular blogs. Quite often it might be because they're designed beautifully, or it might be because of the content. But I know for me especially, I love reading blogs that look really beautiful. Often they can be minimal or they're quite colourful, but there's something about them that is different and it's unique and it's recognisable and it's just beautiful and easy to read. So you want to make sure that someone will So you want to make sure that someone will come back to your content again and again and will want to read it and will really love how it looks. Tip number 4, I would say post regularly. There are a lot of bloggers out there who only post once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks, or even more sporadically than that. So it could be 1 week, then it could be 3 weeks, and it could be 2 days after that. And I think that a lot of people like to come back to blogs and expect regular content. They like to see it day by day. For 2.5 years, I posted every single day from the day that I started my blog. Every day I would post something new, some new content. But I found that I prefer to post 4 times a week now. So I post on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays every single week, because I find that some people don't want to read things every single day, and I want to make sure that all of my different posts have more breathing space and people can read them and they won't get buried too soon by doing too many. So try to draw a line between how many you post and having too many, and also not having quite enough, to try and keep it regular and to some sort of a schedule. Tip number 5, you want your readers to be able to see beautiful pictures. Whether you take them on an iPhone 6 potentially, whether you take it on your iPad, your camera, your SLR camera, make sure that they're quite high quality and high resolution images. When I first started, I just used my iPhone 5, I think it was back then, and they were great at the time, but the quality compared to what I do now was a lot less. And especially if you start to upgrade your blog and upgrade it again, like I have a few times, the quality of your images in comparison they can start to look quite noisy and quite grainy, and your old content becomes a little bit outdated a lot faster because your images almost look a bit old-fashioned, almost, because they're not quite as beautiful as they could be. So you can get some amazing pictures on an iPhone 6 or an iPhone 5. Just try and make sure that whatever kind of images you use them throughout, or else later content will look completely different to newer content. So I would just say, from the word go, try and get really high quality images on your blog. Tip number 6, try to have really exciting and original content. So you've got your blog, it's looking beautiful, and now you need to put some content onto there, and regular, like I said. So just try to make sure it's original, it's something that you would personally want to read. Make sure that it gives your readers some form of information that they can take away, whether it be about a new style of clothing that's come out, a new particular product, whether it's how you can wear this product with another product and make it work and get the look. You know, just try and kind of beef out your content a little bit so that people can take something from it, so that they're not just reading it and thinking I've not really learned anything here or taken anything away from this. Give them something that they can really learn from it. And within that, you also need to understand your audience. Who is your audience? What age are they? What do they like to do? What do they want to read? So you've also got to define, are you a fashion blogger? Are you a beauty blogger? Are you a lifestyle blogger? Or do you do everything? So for me, I am everything. I like to blog about what I'm wearing, what I love to put on my face, so what beauty products I'm using. I love to blog about lifestyle, travel, any food that I'm eating. So for me, I would sort of call myself a lifestyle blogger. Everything that I personally love, and I'm kind of giving back to a lot of girls that are like me. Tip number 7 would be, when you've got your original and exciting content, make sure that someone proofreads it for you, or that you proofread it. I would recommend not just writing your post really quickly and then pressing publish. I'd recommend reading it a couple of times to make sure that your spelling is right, your grammar's right, that you've got some good commas in there where they need to be, you've got all of your punctuation, everything's just correct in there. If you can make all your written content really professional and much more editorial in a way, it's going to reflect so much better on you. It shows that you obviously have your own writing style, that you know how to use English language properly, you know, it just shows you a little bit more of a legitimate writer. I know in the past I've read blogs that have had spelling mistakes and everything all over the place, and it doesn't look that professional. So if you make sure that everything that you write is written perfectly, people are going to want to come back to see what you say about the next product or the next thing that you're wearing. Tip number 8 would be, I would recommend buying a domain name. So when you've got your blog name and you've set up all your blog, if you designed it on Blogger, then your URL will say something like victoriasblog@blogspot.com. For SEO, search engine optimization purposes, it will be better for you to buy a .com domain name. So as I have inthefrow.com and it used to be inthefrow.blogspot.com, it's easy for people to find you just from a Google search or for typing it into the URL bar. So I would recommend buying your domain. They're really, really cheap. It can cost like £5, £6 a year. It's barely anything and it can really, really help your blog. Tip number 9. This would be to get really social, and by that I mean I kind of mentioned it before, but when you've set up your blog, I would also set up the Pinterest page, the Twitter, the Instagram, the Facebook page for your blog, so that you're able to then start sharing your content. Because you could write a blog until the cows come home, but if you're not sharing that content, the chances of people seeing it are quite minimal. So you need to make sure you're tweeting out your links to new blog posts, you're pinning the pictures from your beautiful new blog posts so people can see them on Pinterest. Pinterest is a massive platform, do not forget it. Facebook, obviously there's different types of audiences on these different social platforms, so it means that more people can see what you're writing about. So just get social, start really sharing your content and taking more pride in it, I guess, and just sharing it around and showing people what you've written. And tip number 10, along those lines of being sociable, also start chatting to your fellow bloggers on Twitter. Twitter is great because it has a lot of Twitter chats, so I'm pretty sure they're still on Wednesdays and Sundays from 8 till 9, and they quite often are with the hashtag B bloggers or F bloggers, meaning beauty bloggers and fashion bloggers, or L bloggers is lifestyle bloggers, and it's just a way for different bloggers to be able to chat and talk to the rest of the community using that hashtag. So if you want to chat with other bloggers and get to know new people, go online. I'm pretty sure it's Wednesdays and Sundays, but I'm sure a Google search will bring it up, and you can just chat with everyone on there who's talking about different products or talking about how they feel about blogging. There's different topics each week. And it's a good way for you to be able to share your link as well. So at the end of the chat, people say, what's your link? I'd like to read it. This is my link. You can almost share links, and it's a great way to meet people. And those are my top 10 tips. I really, really hope you enjoyed them. I literally sat here before and thought, right, what would I say for top 10 tips? So these are totally off the top of my head and exactly what I would say if someone else asked me. So I've not gone anywhere else and looked at other people's tips. These are definitely all mine, so I really hope they helped. I would love it if you would go along to my new website and have a look. Let me know what you think. Tell me what your favourite features are. Give me your overall opinion of the new website. I'd love to see it. So just go onto the comments section of the first blog post. Tell me what you think. I'd love to hear your feedback. I am so excited by it. And if you're a blogger or if you're just starting out as a blogger, good luck with your blogs. I really hope this helped a little bit as well. And I really, really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do give it a like. And if you're new to the channel and you're watching for the first time, then hello. And please do subscribe. Just click the button down below to subscribe and I'll be in your feed for next time. And if that's the case, I will see you then. Bye! Mwah!